Hello everyone, my friends. Welcome to a new series in Transport Fever 2. We're going to start a new free game. There's been an update since the last series on this game, so I wanted to do another series with all the new updates. Let's see here. We're going to do a medium-sized map on a 1x2 scale. And we'll have a high number of towns and a low number of industries. So there'd be 11 towns and 43 industries. I'm going to hit the randomize button on the seed a few times to get a water pattern that looks somewhat interesting. Alright, this looks good. See, we've got 4 cities on the inside of the bottom peninsula here. And then 4 cities up there. And 1 there and 2 here. This looks good. So here's our seed. It's Q1, capital P, lowercase d, capital A, lowercase b, lowercase y, 2, lowercase b, lowercase a. If you want to play along on this same seed, here you go. I will put this in the video description for this episode so that if you want to play along on this same map, you can. Alright, we're going to go with USA. Start year, we'll start in 1900 because it just saves a little bit of waiting for new stuff to get unlocked, really, and it gives you a little bit more money to start with. We're also doing it on easy because there's no reason to just punish yourself. This is new. The game options here is new. Your town's cargo needs, originally each town started with 2, and you can have that original setup. They all will start with 2 no matter what, but as you grow, like you get both of the cargo types into the city and it hits a certain population, it'll increase the number of cargo that it wants. This used to be a mod called Increasing Demand mod, and they just incorporated it right into the game, which is really cool. We also have industry closure frequency. If you don't interact with a industry on the map, like the oil wells and the forests and the sawmills and stuff like that, if you don't interact with it over a certain amount of time, they could become abandoned and they just disappear off the map. Also, you have the industry density target. So like, you remember, we're starting with low industries. The industry density target means over the course of the game, the number of industries on the map will try to match whatever density you put it on here. So if we start at low and work to medium, we will slowly over time get new industries that open on the map. And then you can offset that with them closing, often, sometimes, never, whatever. If you set it to never and disabled with 2 cargo types, this setting is like the original game. I want to go up to 6, I want this at rare, and I want this one to go to medium. We're using USA 1900 easy with these new settings. Let's start this game. Okay, I'm going to pause the game real fast. Here we are, my friends. I cut out the loading screen just through the video intro, channel intro up in there. So now here we are on our map. And I'm doing my initial scout. I'm going to check and see if there's any like low-hanging fruit, so to speak, for easy to put in profitable line. Like I'm looking at this farm, this food processing plant, and Atlanta needs food. That's a possibility. I'm looking for like a forest lumber mill tools factory next to a city that wants tools would be nice, but that's not happening, it looks like. Yeah, a quarry next to conmats where a city needs conmats, and I don't see any city needing conmats except way down here. Like there's a quarry there. This might work since both of these cities want the construction materials. This could turn into something profitable, but it's looking like this Atlanta food line is probably going to be the fastest to start with. spin around and look at it from the other end. I want to save the ones that take a lot of work, like the iron and the coal to make steel, or anything that's going to move a long distance till later, after we have something set up that makes us money. But yeah, I'm thinking a quick little route that just runs from this farm into the food factory there, and then we can put a train station in and run the food back into town, and just let it build money. And after we get the money set up, we can bring in from this farm and start sending the food to other towns that need it. Yeah, like there's Pasadena and Boise, and eventually all the towns are going to want all 6 resources. That's the whole point of why we're doing it this way on the map. So alright, let's get this plumbed in first. I still haven't unpaused yet. We're going to reduce the date speed down to at least half, probably a quarter. Yeah, a quarter looks good. And then, so there's a couple other things about the update, and we'll get to that in a minute. First, let's time-lapse building this little railway real quick. Okay, we have all the tracks plumbed in for our first little setup here. Now, what I wanted to talk about next, as far as the update is concerned, is this. The new color palette. Look at that. And it says custom colors. And it says press shift to set custom colors. So if you're hovering over one of these bottom color swatches down here and you hold the shift and click, it brings up this color picker, and you can pick any one of the, what is it, 2.4 billion colors that there are, or whatever it is. There's so many. You know, I was an art student. I used to know this, but like you could say I like a bright teal. So I'm going to use a bright teal for one of my swatches, and now I can use the bright teal. Or I can hold, if I go back in here and clear it, I guess I need to make it white. Yep. And I can set it back to its original color. You can't change any of the pre-selected colors up top, but you can get in between them. Also, if you leave the custom colors alone, it gives us something we didn't have before, which is a grayscale color palette. So you can have black or white for your trains or your lines. Like I can make it a white line, and then you wouldn't be able to really see it. When I put it in, you can barely see it on the ground, but it's available now, which is cool. This whole thing is just so much better than it was. So we're going to make that our grain line color, and then we're going to call this grain to food 1. Okay. Then we're going to add another line. We'll make this one a slightly more orange. I'll go from here over to there. We'll call this food to town Atlanta. Okay. Alright, and now we need a train. I think the Mogul might be fine, since our cargo wagons don't have the capacity to go faster than 50. There's no reason to hook them up to the 10-wheeler when the Mogul will work. And it's the same color palette situation here. So we'll make it brown. Put it down. We're going to need some gondolas, I think. We've got 8 million left to play with. I think spending just under 4.5 on this train here, and then we're going to change the color to the orange. This one needs box cars and a Moogle. Okay. Yeah. All right. So now we're almost out of money, but that's fine. We're going to rename this to grain 1. We're going to rename this to food 1. And then we're going to put them on the correct lines. And we'll get them started. Okay. Alright, so up tempo. Grab me that. Yep. Another new feature, upper left-hand corner, you can see. It says press H to horn. I can manually control that now. That is so cool. I really enjoyed this game. The graphics in this game are spectacular, and it's even better with the new computer. Like I play tested a map, and I got all the way to the year 2050, and had all the cities connected on the map, all the industries connected on the map, and it still wasn't lagging out like my old system did. So this is going to be gorgeous all the way through. out of the trees here. There we go. Over the other side of the train. You gotta get the trees in the background. There we go. Tell him to wait for a full load, so he's just going to take whatever was here and leave. That's fine. Sound the horn, let him know we're leaving the station. Oh, and it stays going as long as I hold the button down. Oh no, it doesn't. That's the length of the sound. Okay. Still, cool. That's enough playing with that one. Okay. Set up to start making money. Like, we're negative 31 right now because this train's running. Whoa, slow down. This train is running empty back and forth. So what I should do is go to my line manager and tell these trains what to do. I'm going to tell them load if available. Nope, you're going to wait for a full load. Infinite wait time, and you're loading grain, and then you're going to go here and you're going to unload the grain. Alright, and then we go this one and say, okay, you're going to wait for a full load, infinite wait time, and you're going to load food. Then you're going to go there and unload the food. Alright, and then I got to make sure all the stations are labeled the correct way, because the first one you put down near a new town will inherit the name of the town. And then, like, even though I put this one in town, it's called lower because it's to the south of that one. So what we need to do is rename this one to Atlanta Farm. I think this is Farm 2, right? No, this is just Atlanta Farm. That's Atlanta Farm 2. Okay. So we're going to name this. I'm going to name all of my pickup stations after the industry they're connected to. That way, like right here, see? A new industry was founded. The Port St. Louis Tools Factory. And if you click on that, it will take you to it on the map. And this wasn't here before. See, I was looking for a sawmill to a tools factory next to a tools town. This one was here, but this one was not. And there's not a forest in sight here, except way over there. So this is a bad idea right now anyway. But this is new. And I've got the decommissioning them turned way down. So. But it's the same pop-up that comes up. Instead of a new industry, it says is going out of business or is abandoned or whatever. But a welcome change. I appreciate the dynamic growth that it's going to bring to the game. I think it'll make it a lot more interesting. Anyway, back to what I was doing, renaming. This is Atlanta Farm 1, and then we will call this one Atlanta Food Factory. And then this one will just be Atlanta Cargo. Cargo Depot. Okay, now another thing, like if I was to configure this and add some another set of tracks, and then some passenger platforms off the other side of it. Like I'll just do it and show you because I got the 39,000. I can put one in there and put one of those in. Now you see how you got this one and this one. This one says Lower Cargo Depot, so that means I renamed it wrong. It is the Atlanta Cargo Depot. Okay, but then if you look at the other one, now I gave that name, weirdly enough, to the passenger station, and then the new cargo station is called Lower Atlanta again. Even though I just added the passenger station, it inherited the name of the old station that was there, and then the cargo station's name changed. It's not really a problem, you just have to know that that's how it's going to work. And then we're going to change this to Atlanta just Atlanta. I'm going to reconfigure and delete that anyway. So there's that, and now it's Atlanta Cargo Depot. So it's weird how that naming convention works, but once you figure it out, it's not too hard to handle. So now we've got this guy. He's not running back and forth. He's just waiting. This guy's almost on his way back. He's got a full load this time because I told him to wait till full. We're going to go ahead and speed it up so that this can happen faster. Like, he drops that off. This guy takes a full load of food in. Money problems solved. Especially on easy mode. They're not going to hit us with all the crazy taxes and interest rates and stuff on the loan and whatnot. The maintenance isn't going to be nearly as much. But we're just doing this to look at cool trains. Like, that's the whole point of the game, I think, is to look at cool trains and make your own little model train set, basically. So, but it's been a while since I even played this game, other than that one map a couple weeks ago. And I didn't record it or anything like that. I just played it on the new system to see how it would handle it. So now it's wait for this money to accumulate so we can afford to bring in something else. I don't know what yet. I might grab this food, or this grain, and this grain, and this grain, and bring it down here. Then if we do that, we're going to have to send the food out somewhere, and these are the only two cities. Okay, all three of these need it. That's cool. So we'll get Atlanta getting fed, then we'll get each farm in the food factory should be able to produce enough food for one town. So, and we have another farm food factory set up over there. But that could change, like I said, with the new update with Dynamic Industries. This could decommission and this could decommission, and then that would not be useful. Now, why are you not picking that up? Just gonna send you out a little bit, turn your butt around, go back in there, and pick up all that food that's waiting. There you go. Okay, now we're going. And they both leave at the same time. Nope, he's going to wait a little bit longer. That is not a very far trip. Get a good view of this train. That's the shot of the day. Oh, I love it. Alright, we got 552,000 in our account. We need to do something else. We need to name our company. Let's go ahead and do that. So this is going to be Arctic Wolf Transport Inc. LLC. No, hold on. Transport Co. Inc. LLC Ltd. Arctic Wolf Transport Company Incorporated Limited Liability Corporation. I don't remember what Ltd stands for, but it's another. All of these are different company types. I just think it's funny to stack them all on the end. It's hilarious to me. So if it's funny to me, I'm doing it. Alright. There's not a whole lot going on right now, but we're just waiting for our bank balance to accumulate. This is the early goings of this game. That's why we turned the date speed down, so that we're not getting a whole bunch of stuff unlocked before we can afford to use it. But hey, this game is fun to play. I really enjoy this one. So we're gonna up the tempo. We're gonna let this run a little bit. I guess there's really not much more to do today, so we can call it here for today. As far as the schedule goes, we're gonna have every other episode is gonna be. We're gonna jump back and forth between the two games that I'm playing right now. We might throw a third game into the rotation. We'll see how it works if I can juggle two series at the same time. If I can, without too much hassle, we may throw in a third. But I'm kind of waiting for Satisfactory to update to 1.0 full release before I do that again, because every time I try to start a Satisfactory series, they update and it ruins my save. So I'll just wait on that one. There might be other games. I'm thinking maybe I don't know, some kind of car mechanic game, or oh look, a machines factory just opened up in Flint. Look at that. Well, maybe a car mechanic simulator or a Gold Rush or something along those lines. One of the more simulation heavy instead of the logistics oriented games. I don't know. If there's specific game that you'd like to see me play, go ahead and tell me. I'm open to suggestions. If I have it or it's available on Steam and it's not too expensive, I'm not going to pay $85 to play a game and then decide I don't like it. But if it's, up to $20 on Steam and or I have it already, I'll be willing to make a video or two on it, see how it goes, and if it takes off, it can bloom into a full series. That would be fine. But that's going to do it for us today here, everybody. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe before you go. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And we will catch you all next time. Arctic Wolf out.